Hi, my name is Rachel Doniger, and I'm here to talk about the 10 essentials of hiking today. But first, I'd like to introduce everybody in case you don't know each other. We have Tim, Mary Jane, Brandon, Kevin, and Raven, and John. All right, the reason why I'm doing this presentation is that the 911 center that I work at, we are the first point of contact for people that get lost in the woods, injured in the woods. So quite often they are not prepared to have anything with them, lack of food, water, first aid equipment. So we're going to go over the 10 essentials of hiking today. The 10 essentials was created by the Mountaineers, which is a hiking organization out of Seattle. It was established in the 1930s, and they have two different lists. They have a classic items list and a systems list. The systems list was updated, or the classic list was changed to the systems list in 2003 to incorporate not just single items, but actual systems that you could use to take hiking with you. And the purpose for establishing it is so people are capable if they are lost in the woods or injured in the woods, and if they need to stay overnight or longer, they have provisions with them. I've given you a handout. This is the handout here. You have the classic 10 list and the 10 essential items list, and we're going to go over the essential items list today. First is navigation, and that can include maps, compasses, GPS devices that can give your coordinates, latitude, longitude, and an altimeter that can give your elevation. Several years ago, I took a search and rescue call where a group had decided to go hiking up some waterfalls, and one of their climbers fell. And the person who called in for him had both the coordinates for the guy and his elevation that allowed the rescue helicopter to come in, drop a basket, pick him up, and take him to the hospital within 30 minutes. So definitely beneficial. And that's a picture of an altimeter there. Next is sun protection, and that includes sunglasses, sunscreen. They recommend an SPF factor of at least 15. And also sun protection clothing, and that's clothing that has ultraviolet protection factor to it to protect you from the sun's rays. Insulation is the next one, and basically that's extra clothing. And to know what to take, basically ask yourself what's the worst conditions that you can encounter for the season that you're hiking for. Is it going to be wet, windy, chilly, snowy? Things that you can pack would be hat, jacket, extra socks, and rain gear. He's got his rain gear on. And next would be illumination, and that includes headlamps, flashlights, and packable lanterns. The nice thing about headlamps is that they provide a hands-free operation. There's also a strobe mode, so you can use it for emergency situations to signal rescuers. Flashlights, they can have a powerful beam, same thing, you can use it for signaling as well. And always make sure you have batteries on a spare bulb. Next is first aid supplies. And you want to have a first aid kit that's functional, not tube Band-Aids and aspirin. You have adhesive bandages of various sizes, several gauze and adhesive tape, over-the-counter pain meds, latex gloves, and many of them come with a guide on how to handle emergencies. So if you don't know how to stop bleeding or something like that, the guide would have that in there. Next is fire. You need to have items that you can set an emergency fire with, and that would be having matches in a waterproof container or waterproof matches, and also something that you can set on fire, something that ignites quickly and sustains heat. Things that do that would be dry tinder that you can put in a plastic bag, lint from the dryer, and candles. And next, repair kit and tools. Tools would be like knives, Leatherman, which is up there, a multi-purpose tool that has different functions on it. Repair kit would be something that you could repair your tent if you're taking a mattress with you that deflates, has a hole in it, you could repair that. Also, duct tape is really handy for all sorts of things. Nutrition, you want to have at least a day's worth of food with you, and things that aren't going to spoil. So energy bars, beef jerky, nuts, and dried fruit. Hydration, having a water bottle and or a collapsible water reservoir would be handy, so you can refill it at a river, waterfall, some source of water. If you're going to do that, you want to be able to treat your water, so water purification tablets or some sort of filtering system. A reasonable amount of water would be about 2 quarts daily for people. And you want to have enough water to accommodate the elements that you're in: heat, elevation, cold weather, or an emergency if you're having to stay overnight. And finally, emergency shelter. You should always take your bear with you when you go hiking. It's not quite the shelter that they're talking about. They're looking for shelter that will protect you from the elements for a day hike. So something that's going to keep you separate from ground or weather or elements. That includes an ultralight tarp, a bivy sack, which is what this is, and you can see it is small enough that it just holds in the palm of your hand. Reflects up to 90% of your body heat, and then also a space blanket is similar, and finally a plastic bag. That's something that you can sit on, keep yourself separate from the wet ground. You could put it on if it's raining. And those are the 10 essentials. Hopefully you don't ever have to use them if you get lost in the woods, but they're handy to have. You can put them in a pack and take them with you. Anybody have any questions? Thank you very much.